welcome back to the QST YouTube channel. Today I'll be solving the course revision questions from 3.1.4 till 4.4. So first, I have the material open here. I'm gonna start with 3.1.4 question 11, page 12, which is this. I'll just grab the question. Consider the curve whose equation is f of x is equal to negative 1 over 8x squared minus 65. What is the value of b if y equals ax plus b is the equation of the normal to c? First, let's highlight the keyword, which is normal in this case. Okay, so how do we get the equation of the normal? We are gonna be first, okay, to get the equation of normal, we're gonna derive this. But to derive this, what I would do is distribute. So negative x squared over 8 plus 65 over 8. This is without the derivative, so do not get confused. And now we're gonna derive. So we're gonna get negative x over 4 and then plus 65 plus 0. Okay, then after we get the derivative, we're gonna need to get the slope of the tangent, so we can do the opposite reciprocal to get the slope of the normal, which will be a. So the slope is, the gradient, which will be the slope of the tangent, is negative 1 over 4 after substituting x by 1. Okay, and then to go from the slope of the normal, from the slope of the tangent to the slope of the normal, we're gonna do the opposite reciprocal, which means that the slope is 4. So this will be the equation. Y is equal to 4x plus b. But to get b, we're gonna need to find out y, like a point. We have x1, now we need y. To get y, we're gonna substitute in this equation. To get y, you're always gonna substitute in f of x. Not the derivative, not anything, just f of x, the original. So we're gonna do negative 1 over 8 brackets. You can do it on the calculator, times 1 squared minus 65, which will give us 8. So 1, 8. And then we're gonna substitute x by 1 and y by 8. So 8 is equal to 4 plus b. b is equal to 4. That's it. That's what they want from us. Let me erase. Let's move on to the next question. Again, they want now number 12. A curve has an equation y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 20, and the line has equation y equals 2x plus a, where a is a constant. First, let me take this before we start to a new page. Let's take this up. Okay. Show that the x coordinates, the point of the intersection of the line and the curve, are given by the equation. Okay, so to get the x coordinates, we're just gonna equate the y. So x squared minus 4x plus 20 is equal to 2x plus a. So now you simply take 2x plus a to the other side. You get x squared minus 6x plus, look, the reason why they put 20 minus a in parentheses, this is because 20 and a is a constant because they said where a is a constant. So a is a constant, which is why we put it in parentheses. Plus 20 minus a. Okay. For the case where the line intersects the curve at 2 points, it is given that the x-coordinate of one of the points of intersection is -4. Find the x-coordinate of the other point. Okay. Now look, this is like kind of confusing, but it's not the hardest part of the question. Okay, look, to find the other part, we need to complete the equation. And what do we need to complete the equation? We need to know a. Okay, so they said -4. Okay, just substitute it instead of x here and then make it equal to 0, right? Because they said the x coordinates of the intersection and the curve are gonna be given by this equation. So we're gonna substitute x by -4. So -4 squared minus 6 times -4 plus 20 minus a. We don't know a yet. We're trying to find it so we can find the other x coordinate. Is equal to 0. So use to put this on the calculator. -4 squared minus 6 times -4 plus 20 minus x. All of that make it equal to 0. And that will give you a is 60. Okay. So a is equal to 60 in this case. So that means we're gonna have to substitute a in this equation, right? To complete it. So instead of 20 minus a, we're gonna substitute a by 60. So 20 minus 60 is -40. -40. Okay. And then we're just gonna do mod 5(3) and put x squared minus 6x minus 40. Do mod 5(3) on that, and it will give you x is 10 and x is -4. To prove that you're on the right track, you will find that one of the answers for x will be -4, which is what we have. Okay, look, for the case where the line is tangent to the curve at point P, look, to find the point which is common between like any lines, we're just gonna equate them to each other, right? Okay, here the line is tangent, so we're gonna have to derive both of them and equate them to each other to find the x coordinate of the intersection. So that will give us 2 is equal to 2x minus 4. X will be equal to 3. That's the first part. So 3 here. Now for the y. Substitute 3 in this equation. So on the calculator, just substitute 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 20. So we're gonna do 3 squared minus 4 times 3 plus 20, which will give us 17. Perfect. Now we can find a. خلاص, we found the coordinates of P. Now we need a. Simply just substitute 3 and 17 into 2x plus a, because we know that 3 and 17, like we know that 3 belongs in both, right? Because we equated them to the derivatives and so on. And then we found 17 by replacing 3 in this equation. And now we are now trying to find a, so we're just gonna do 17 is equal to 2 times 3, which is 6, plus a, leaving a to be 11. Might we finally finish this question? Okay, now let's move on to the next question. The next question is, did we do question 11? Yeah, we did question 11. Question 17 and 18. 17 right here. And okay, these are arguably the easiest questions you'll ever see in the exam. Just substitute them in the calculator. You're gonna do shift integral to get the derivative dy by dx. And then you just substitute the values. For 17, 24 radical x cubed minus 11, and then x is 3. Boom, you'll get 81. You'll do the same for 18, and you're gonna get what's it called? Why is CapCut doing this? Anyway, you'll get 0. Wait, undo. But since I'm not here to teach you how to solve it on the calculator, I will explain it actually. So we're gonna do the chain rule. So 24 times this, like the radical means it's to the half. So 24 times x cubed minus 11 to the half. And then we're gonna do the chain rule. So we're gonna get 12, which is 24 times half, times x cubed minus 11 to the negative half, times 3, wait, not to the negative 1 over 3, to the negative half, times 3x squared. Now you just substitute on the calculator. 12 times 3 cubed minus 11, all of that to the negative half, times 3 times 3 squared, which will give us 81. That's for part A. Now for part B, we're also gonna do the chain rule. It's gonna be 3x squared. Look, for like if it's in the denominator, you take the opposite of the power that it's already in. So if it's 1 over x squared, it would be x to the negative 2. These two mean the same thing. Okay, so 3x squared times 1 plus x to the negative 1. Okay, so 3x squared times 1 plus x, actually negative 3 plus x, times 1 plus x to the negative 2 times 1. And then substitute x by negative 2. So negative 3 times negative 2 squared times 1 plus negative 2, all of that to the negative 2. Wait. And then times 1, it doesn't matter. Okay. Just ignore what I did in 18. Just do it on the calculator, or this won't come written. Like, there is a really, really low chance that this comes written. Oh my god. Where am I? Okay. Now we're gonna move on to question 7 from 4.2.2. 4.2.2. 2.2 question 7. This one, it's not hard, but it's slightly annoying. Okay. A curve has an equation y is equal to 4 minus 3x. Let me just take this. Okay, add to new page. Take this out. Find dy by dx. Oh. Well, here up at 6, just cut it out for some reason. dy by dx is simply the derivative. So 6 times 4 minus 3x to the negative 1, which will give us negative 6 over 4 minus 3x, all of it squared, times negative 3. So it will be 18 over 4 minus 3x squared. So part A is complete. Okay, a point moves along this curve. As the point passes through the point A, the x coordinate is increasing at a rate of 0.9 units per second, and the y coordinate is increasing by a rate of 0.2 units per second. Now look, this is a rule that has to be memorized. dy by dx is equal to dy by dt. dy by dt is the change of y per unit time times dt by dx. Okay, we have dy by dx. dy by dt, they said they said the y coordinate is increasing at a rate of 0.2. So 0.2 times, okay, this is the tough part. It's like, from what I've seen, people sometimes get confused that they see the x coordinate is increasing at a rate of 0.9. They're just gonna put 0.9, which is not the case, because in the rule it says dt by dx, which is the reciprocal of 0.9. 0.9 is 9 over 10. So the reciprocal would be 10 over 9. 10 over 9. Let's move down. So let's put it on the calculator. 0.2 times 10 over 9 is equal to 2 over 9. So 2 over 9 is equal to 18 over 4 minus 3x, all of it squared. Now what we're gonna do now, we need x basically, so we're gonna cross multiply. Gonna get 2 times 4 minus 3x, all of that squared, is equal to 18 times 9, which is 162. You could make it a quadratic equation and take it to one side, which is what I'm gonna do now. So 2 times 16 minus 2ab, which is 24x, plus 9x squared is equal to 162. Okay, so now we're gonna distribute, and I'm gonna rearrange it. So 18x squared minus 48x plus 32 is equal to 162. We take 162 to the other side, so it's gonna be 18x squared minus 48x plus 130, actually not plus, minus 130 is equal to 0. Then plug it into the calculator. 18x squared minus 48x minus 130 is equal to 0. That will give us 13 over 3 and there is another one. Forgot what it's gonna negative 1.66. Wait, 5 over, yeah, okay, and negative 5 over 3, which are the answers. Now let's erase. Let's keep moving. So now we're gonna do question 10, page 18. Question 10. Okay, come on, this is the easiest question. Whoever gets this wrong, like genuinely, I don't mean to insult anyone, but whoever gets this wrong is genuinely like either grade 10 or like not focusing in class, you can say. So look, the moment you see inflection, you do double, just call it x2 derivative. x2 derivative, which is the apostrophe. So let's do f prime of x and derive normally. You would get 5x squared plus 50x minus 48, but we're gonna derive again. F double prime of x will be 10x plus 50. So 10x is equal to negative 50. You'll get that x is equal to negative 5. Let's erase this and go back. Now that we're done with question 10, we're gonna move on to question 11 and 12. Oh, okay, these two, like, you'll see them in your CAs and you will probably see them in your periodic as they're grid questions. They're not that hard compared to like the top questions, let's say. Okay. The function f is defined by f of x is x squared minus 4x plus c, for x is all real numbers, where c is a non-zero constant. The roots of the equation f of x is equal to 0 are r and 3r, where r is a constant. Okay, so let's remember these rules because I forgot them last time and I basically got cooked for it. So sum is negative b over a, while product, we're talking about the product and sum of the roots. Nothing, like, not anything special, like not anything random. Sum and product of the roots, which means when f of x is 0, product is c over a. First, let's start with the sum, which will help us more. So the sum of the roots r and 3r, which will make it 4r, is equal to opposite of b, which is negative 4, over a, 1. So 4r is 4, r is 1. Okay, amazing. Now we'll use that to find c. C is quite complicated but the product is c over a, right? So 3r squared is equal to c over a, which is 1. So 3r squared is c. And then you substitute r with 1, so you're gonna get c is 3. That's it. 3 is equal to c. Simply. Now for the tougher part, you can say, write f of x in factored form. So we're gonna do multiply 3, x squared minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. Wait, you can simply just figure it out easy. You can figure out the roots easily. Just substitute r with 1. R is 1. So we have the roots already. 1 and 3. So we're just gonna do it normally, like how we used to factor it grade 9 or 10. So we're gonna do it x minus 1, x minus 3, right? Okay. Now we have this done. Now we have to do part C. Find the coordinates of the turning point of the graph f. When they're asking for the turning point, do the table of variation. I'll just call it the TOV for table of variation. Okay, so to do the table of variation, first we're gonna derive, which is the derivative will be 2x minus 4. Simply. Okay, and then it will give us x. We're gonna need to figure out what makes the derivative 0, which will be x is equal to 2. X y prime y. They didn't ask for the nature, so no need to do the table of variation actually. They just want the coordinates. So we have x is 2 and c is 3. So substitute x by 2. So I'm gonna do 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3, which will give us 2 and negative 1. Those are the coordinates of the turning point. Oh wait, let me erase this. Okay, now that we're done with 11, we need to do 12. And then we'll move on to 16 and 19 and the top questions, which are a whole batch. And they're the most challenging thing in the course revision. Okay, is there no part C? Okay. Let me just grab this. Consider the following function given by y is equal to x squared minus x minus 12 to the power of 4. Use the chain rule to find the derivative. Okay. So 4 times x squared minus x minus 12 to the 3 times 2x minus 1. So we're going to distribute the 4 and the 2x minus 1. So 8x minus 4 times x squared minus x minus 12, all of that cubed. Done. Now see, this is where the tough part comes in. They wanted us to get the derivative just so we can find the stationary points. So look, the stationary points, they want us to do the table of variation, so on and so forth. But first we need to figure out what makes the derivative 0, which is what makes this 0. There are two parts to the derivative. the 8x minus 4 and x squared minus x minus 12 cubed. So each one has 1 to 2 roots, and they all like count basically. So we're gonna do 8x minus 4 equal to 0. So what we're basically doing is finding the roots by putting whatever's in parentheses equal to 0. Like each parentheses make it equal to 0. So this will give us 0.5. Meanwhile, the other equation, which is x squared minus x minus 12, will give us 4 and negative 3. 4, negative 3. Now see, this is where the annoying part comes in. I don't like this part, but we're gonna have to do the table of variation. So x, y prime, y. We're gonna start from smallest to largest. So negative 3, 0.5, and 4. We're gonna put 0 at the y prime. Now look, we cannot do any of the techniques which are opposite same and same opposite same as the highest coefficient, but we can do substitution. So we're gonna take here a number less than negative 3, which I'll take negative 4, and we're gonna substitute it in the derivative. So 8 times negative 4 minus 4 times negative 4 squared minus negative 4 minus 12, all of that cubed, that's negative. We're gonna put negative here. Now we need a number between negative 3 and 0.5. Let's take 0 for example. So we're gonna do 8 times 0 minus 4 times 0 squared minus 0 minus 12, all of that cubed, which will give us a positive number. And then between 0.5 and 4, let's take 1. So 8 times 1 minus 4, all of that multiplied by 1 squared minus 1 minus 12, which will give us a negative number. Put here 1, put a negative number. And now for a number after 4, we're gonna put 5. So we're gonna do 8 minus 5, 8 times 5 minus 4, all of that multiplied by 5 squared minus 5 minus 12, all of that cubed, and it will give us a positive number. Down, up, down, up. Okay, so when it's down then up, that means it's a minimum. So at negative 3 and 4, those two are local minimums. Minimum negative 3 and 4, while maximum will be at 0.5, which is like here, up, down. Max 0.5, and we'll find y now. And I'll explain why. That's right. Okay, now the reason why we're gonna find y is because they asked for the coordinates, which means we can't just find x, we're gonna need to find y as well. To find y of each one, we're gonna substitute in this, the original function. So we're gonna do negative 3 squared minus negative 3 minus 12, all of that to the power of 4, and this will give you 0. Then you do the same thing for 4. Why is it giving me all 0? Okay, it will also be 0 here. And then let's take 0.5. Yeah, that one gave me big number. I just write it B. It's a really big number, like 5,764,801 over 256. I'm not saying that. Okay, we're finally done with this question. Took me long enough. And now we're gonna move on to 16 and 19. 16. Oh, this one. We had it in our CAs recently, and there's a really easy way to solve it. And all of the teachers are saying the same thing, so take it from me. Also, I explained it the normal way, like a few videos back. If you like want to practice it for the written part and don't know the way, just check out our old videos. I made a way on how to do it. Okay. The surface area of a cylinder with base radius r and height h is given by 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Its volume is given by v is equal to pi r squared h. If v is equal to 3,456 pi, then the surface area in centimeters squared can be expressed by S is equal to b over r pi plus 2 pi r squared, where b is a whole number to be determined. Okay, what is the value of b? There's an easy way to do this. Our math teachers taught us this. Just multiply v by 2. That's it. Just multiply the number by 2. So 3,456 times 2, 6,912. Boom. Now for b, we're just gonna do the number we got from a, which is b. So 6,912. Then divide it by 4. Then we're gonna cube root the answer, which will give us 12. That's it for the question. So again, for A, you're gonna multiply the volume they gave you by 2. But for B, you're gonna divide what you got for part A by 4, then cube root it, which will give you the answer for R. I keep forgetting to erase it. But anyway, we move to number 19. A square of side x is removed from each corner of a square cardboard that measures 20 by 20 centimeters. The sides of the cardboard are then folded vertically upwards to make an open top box height x. The value of x, which is the volume. Okay, look, there is a way to do this where, okay, you're gonna have to follow me right now, because this is like, it's an easy question if you know how to solve it, but if you don't know how to solve it, it's gonna be challenging. So what we're gonna do is do 20 minus 2x, which is the new side after taking out 2x's. I also explained how to solve a question like this, like last week, if I'm not mistaken. So since it's repeated twice, it's just gonna be 20 minus 2x, all of that squared, times x. Now we're gonna distribute, we're gonna like simplify then distribute. So that will be 400 minus 80x plus 4x squared. Then we're gonna distribute. So 4x cubed minus 80x squared plus 400x. And then we're gonna derive it now. So that will give us 12x squared minus 160x plus 400. Make it equal to 0. So we're gonna get 12x squared minus 160x plus 400 is equal to 0. That will give us 10 and what's it called? 10 and 10 over 3. Yeah. Okay. By the way, I forgot to mention that there is like a condition. It has to be between, like, x has to be less than or equal to 0. That's gonna be always the case. But it's gonna be less than or equal to, just divide this by 2, which will give you 10. Okay, you'll find two values, 10 and 10 over 3. Here they want the one with k over 3, so it's just 10. That's it. Erase this. So that's 19 done. And we're done with the grid questions. Now we're gonna move to the T questions. So now we're gonna go to page 13 and 14. Starting from question 19. Okay, look. For 19, just plug it into the calculator. Shift integral 9 over x squared minus 4x, and then x is equal to 3. You'll get negative 2. Okay. Now for number 20. It's slightly challenging, but once you get the concept, it's gonna be easy. The curve has the curve has an equation y equals to k over x. Given that the gradient of the curve is negative 1, when x is 4, find the value of the constant. Okay. So they basically said y prime when x is 4 is equal to negative 1. Okay. So we're gonna derive, just memorize it. It's gonna be negative k over x squared is equal to negative 1. So negative k over 16 is negative 1. You're gonna get k is equal to 16. Okay, now where are we? We're on 21. Okay. The curve has an equation 2x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 8. Show that the gradient of this curve is never negative. So basically, to prove that it's never negative, first we're gonna have to derive, because that's what the gradient is. It's just it's just full of derivatives. So 6x squared minus 4x plus 5. Plug this into the calculator. 6x squared minus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. Oh no, you're gonna find the answer is an I. So that's no real roots. So we're gonna take like the sign of A, which is positive, as the sign of the gradient, because it's the derivative. So since A is positive, then y prime is positive. Always positive. Simply. Okay. Now we're gonna keep going. This one. It's so annoying. The diagram below shows the curve 3 minus 15 over 2x plus 3, which crosses the x-axis at A and the y-axis at B. The normal to the curve at A crosses the y-axis at AC. Okay. show that the equation of the line AC. So they want the normal of the curve. So to find the normal of the curve, we're gonna do the derivative, right? But wait, we're gonna need a point, right? Like for A, so we can use it to substitute, right? So we're gonna need substitute A, I mean, for the coordinates of A, which is what we need right now, we get y is 0. Why is that, you may ask? Because A, they said it crosses A at the x-axis, which means y of A is 0. So now we're just gonna plug it into the calculator. 0 is equal to 3 minus 15 over 2x plus 3. You're gonna get x is 1. So now we're gonna need to find the equation, like the tangent, the normal, because they said the normal to the curve is AC basically. So to find the slope of the normal, we're gonna need to do basically the opposite reciprocal of the slope of the tangent. So you can do this on the calculator. Shift integral 3 minus 15 over 2x plus 3. When x is 1, this will give you 6 over 5. So it will be y is equal to negative 5 over 6 x plus b. To get b, you're gonna substitute x and y. X by 1, y by 0. So you're gonna get 5 over 6 is b. But now they want it in this weird form. So how do we do this? So let's remove b first and put it 5 over 6. So as we can see here, they took x to the other side, right? So 5 over 6x plus y is equal to 5 over 6. But as we can see here, it's 5x, not 5 over 6x. So they multiply. So what do we do to get rid of the 6? We multiply the whole equation by 6, not just x, not just y, the whole equation, which will leave us with 5x plus 6y is equal to 5, which is what the question has here. Look, now they want that. Okay. Look, so we can find C easily because it belongs to this line, right? And we know that x is 0. So, wait. So for C, x is 0. We just need to find y and substitute it here. So 6y is equal to 5. Y is equal to 5 over 6. 0, 5 over 6. That's for C. Now for B, as we can see here, it's the same as like A. Like, it's the same way we found C with, but we use the other line because B does not belong to the straight line, right? B is not intersecting with that. It intersects with the curve. So all we're gonna do is substitute x by 0 for this equation. So 3 minus 15 over 2 times 0, which okay. So it will give you for B 0, negative 2. right? Right. Yeah, okay. Now they want the length of BC. To find the length, we're just gonna do 5, like big minus small. So 5 over 6 minus negative 2. It will give us 17 over 6. 17 over 6. Finally done with this annoying question. Number 23. Curve has an equation y is equal to 10 over 3x minus 4 and p 3 2 is a point on the curve. Okay. Let's take this and to new page. Find the equation of the tangent. Okay, we've done many applications on this. For the slope of the tangent, like, do it on the calculator. Shift integral 10 over 3x minus 4 when x is 3. You'll get negative 6 over 5. Y is equal to negative 6 over 5 x plus b. Okay, now to find b, we're gonna substitute x and y. So 2 is equal to negative 6 over 5 times 3 plus b. Shift solve. You're gonna get b is 5.6. What's 5.6 on the calculator? 28 over 5. So y is equal to negative 6 over 5 x plus 28 over 5. Oh my goodness. Okay, now look. For part B, it's the easiest part of the question. You're just gonna do tan inverse of this. Tan inverse of this row. So tan inverse of negative 6 over 5, which will give us a negative number. But since it's negative, we add 180 and that will give us 130. Now we move to 24. Add to new page. The equation of a curve is y is equal to 7 minus 9 over x. Show that the equation of the normal at 3, 4. They keep repeating the same concepts over and over again. Like, genuinely, I'm starting to hate it. So, first, to find the normal of the curve, we're gonna need to find the slope of the tangent. So we're gonna do shift integral 7 minus 9 over x when x is 3. So that will give us 1. We're gonna do the opposite reciprocal so we can get the what's it called again? So the slope of the normal. So to give us y minus x, y is equal to negative x plus b. But now we need to find b. So 4 is equal to negative 3 plus b. Four equal to negative 3 plus b. We're gonna get b is equal to 7. And again they want with this stupid form. So x plus y is equal to 7. Hooray! We finished a part of the question. Find the coordinates of Q. Look, so the coordinates of Q, do you see anything about it? the normal meets the curve again. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna equate y with y. So y is equal to 7 minus x for this equation. 7 minus x. And then we're gonna put it here. So we're gonna equate it. 7 minus x is equal to negative 9 over x. Okay, 7 minus whatever. The 7 and the 7 cancel out. So you're gonna get negative x squared is equal to 9. Negative 9, sorry. So x is equal to 3 or negative 3. To make sure that we're on the right track, we should get that one of the x's are 3, which is correct. Now to find the coordinate, we found the x of q, which is this. We're just gonna substitute it here or anywhere, it doesn't matter. So 7 minus 9 over negative 3, just 10. So negative 3, 10. Now to find the length of PQ, this is where we use a different rule. For the minus thingy, we're just gonna, like, it depends on when we only have one thing changing. Like last time we had only y changing, now we have both of them changing. So we're gonna use this rule. Radical 3 minus negative 3 squared plus 4 minus 10 squared. Let's put this on the calculator. Radical 3 minus negative 3 squared plus 4 minus 10, all of that squared. Why did it not? Oh, here. It's gonna give you 6 radical 2. Done. Now 25. Let's do this. Show that the equation of a curve is 7 plus 3x minus x squared. Show that the equation of the normal to the curve and the point 29 is for the 10 trillionth time to find the slope of the normal, or like the derivative, or like the slope of the normal. We're gonna put it on the calculator. 7 plus 3x minus x squared when x is 2. We're gonna do opposite reciprocal. We're gonna get y is equal to x plus b. Then we're gonna substitute 2 points to get b, like this point to get b. 9 is equal to 2 plus b. You're gonna get b is 7. Done. Let's erase this. Let's erase this. So y is equal to x plus 7. Okay. Given that the normal meets the coordinate axes at points A and B, find the coordinates of the midpoint. Okay. Look. First, to do this, we need to find the coordinates of A and B, which are at the axes. So one is at x is 0, let's say A is at x is 0. A intercepts the x-axis, which means y is 0. And B is at x is 0. Alright, and then we're just gonna substitute in the normal. So when y is 0, x is negative 7. But when x is 0, y is 7. them, but they want the midpoint. This is simple. We're just gonna need to do the average of this. So negative 7 plus 0 over 2, comma 0 plus 7 over 2, which is negative 3.5, 3.5. Correct. Find the coordinates of the point at which the normal meets the curve again. Okay. So just equate, right? What we're gonna do is equate the y and y. So we're gonna get x plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 3x minus x squared. All I'm gonna say is that this 7 and this 7 will get cancelled out. So negative x squared plus 2x. Plug that into the calculator. Mod 5, 3, negative 1, 2, 0. You're gonna get 2 and 0. We already have 2 here, so we're gonna use 0. They want the coordinates, so substitute x by 0 in either one of the equations and you'll get 0, 7. No. Now that's finally the first batch of T questions done. Now we have the longer and harder T questions upcoming. So pages 23 to 25. 23, 25. So this, okay. What questions did we say? 36 to 39. Okay. A piece of wire length 20 centimeter is meant to form the perimeter of a sector POQ of a circle. The radius of the circle is r centimeter and the angle is POQ is theta radians as shown in the diagram below. Okay, let's recall some rules for from grade 10, but first let me drag it. Okay, then any more? Okay. So what they said is for this question, wait, let me bring it down. A piece of wire length 20 is meant to form the parameter, so on and so forth. So the parameter is 20. Do not get fooled by this length. I got fooled by it while trying to actually explain it. Wasted the whole 10 minutes on it, but this is the parameter. So the parameter is equal to theta r plus 2r, right? The length of this sector, which is theta r, plus 2 radius. So theta r plus 2r is equal to 20. We want theta in terms of r. So theta is equal to 20 minus 2r over r, right? Okay, then area is area is equal to half theta r squared. So half r squared times 20, let's split denominators, 20 over r minus 2. because negative 2r and r just cancel out to give us negative 2. Okay, let's simplify. We're gonna get 10r minus r squared. It's correct. They want the station. Now for part B, they want the stationary value. No. They're gonna say this to confuse you. They just want the table of variation. So 10 minus 2r, r is equal to 5. Table of variation 5. I don't care. OS, so plus minus. It's gonna be increasing if it's less than 5, but decreasing when it's less than 5. When it's more than 5, sorry. It's gonna be increasing when it's less than 5, but it's gonna be decreasing when it's more than 5. Finally done with this annoying question. 37. The diagram below shows the dimensions of meters in a garden. The perimeter of the garden is 48 meters. Okay. Find the expression of y in terms of x. Let's shrink this a bit. Zoom out. Go up. Okay. So let's say, by the way guys, this is y. Do not forget to add it. Do not forget to add it. How I found it was I just did 2y minus y, which will give me this red part. Okay. So we're gonna add everything together, which will give us the parameter, which is equal to 48, which is the given. So 2y plus y plus y, 4y plus 3x plus 2x plus x, which is 6x, is equal to 48. So 4y is equal to 48 minus 6x. So you're gonna get y is equal to 12 minus 3 over 2x. Okay, we have y. Now we're gonna need to find the area. Simply we could take it like this, or you could take it like this. Okay, I'll do it this way, like the one I just did. So it's gonna be 3xy. And to find the area, we're gonna add both areas. Area 1, which is this, and area 2, plus xy, which is equal to 4xy. We just erase it and bring it down a bit. 4xy. But we have y, which is 12 minus 3 over 2x. We're gonna get 48x minus 6x squared. Correct. I got this correct and this correct by doing this. Given that x didn't vary, no. For this one, just do the long story, derive table of variation. So we're gonna do 48, it's just gonna be negative 12x, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, no, sorry. This is 48x, so it's gonna be negative 12x plus 48. You're gonna get that x is gonna be 4. We'll do table of variation. 4 OS you're gonna figure out that 4 is a maximum. Okay, 38. Second last question of this video. The diagram below shows a metal plate consisting of a rectangle with sides x centimeter and y centimeter, the quarter circle of radius x centimeter. Okay, the perimeter of the plate is 20 centimeter. Express y in terms of x. We have the perimeter, so the perimeter is the sum of all the sides. It's gonna be the sum of this x, y, and this y. Do not add this, as this is not a side, which is why they made it dotted. Just remove it so you avoid confusion. So, to find the length of this, it's simply theta r. Now I have it my way. Some people might solve it in another way, but this is a 90-degree angle as well, right? Okay, and if it's theta r, which means it's in radians, 90 is equal to pi over 2, or half pi in radians. Okay, so we're just gonna add it. So y plus y, 2y, x plus x, 2x, 2y plus 2x plus half pi r, which is the radius x, is equal to 20. Now we're just gonna take everything to one side, and 2y is equal to 20 minus 2x minus half pi x, which is y is equal to 20 minus x minus 1 over 4 pi x. Part A is done. Show that the area of the plate is that. So for the area of the plate, so after dividing by 2, it's gonna give you 10 minus 2 minus x minus 1 over 4 pi x. Okay, so now they want the area, which is the area of this plus the area of the rectangle, which is the area of this one is pi over 4x squared, like pi x squared over 4, pi x squared over 4 plus x times y, right? Like it's this area plus this area, which is a rectangle, which is x times y. X times, we already found y here, 10 minus x minus 1 over 4 pi x. So let's start distributing and cancelling. So x times negative 1 over 4 pi x, it's negative 1 over 4 pi x squared, which is the same as this. So these two cancel. So now we just distribute 10x minus x squared. Done. Find the value at which a is stationary. So you just do the table of variation. You get So you find where the derivative is equal to 0. So 10 minus 2x, you'll get that it's stationary at 5. And then you do OS and you get that it's like, I'll just draw it myself. 5, 0. It's increasing when it's less than 5, but decreasing when it's more than 5. Now we're finally done with 38. Now with the last and final question, arguably the hardest question, from what I've seen. It's the hardest question in this periodic. Don't zoom it on this much. Let's bring it up. The diagram below shows a glass window consisting of a rectangle of height h meters and width 2r and a semicircle of r. Okay. The perimeter of the window is 12 meters. Express h in terms of r. Okay. So they want the perimeter, which will be the length of... it's too small. It will be this plus this plus this plus this. Okay. So they want the window is 12. So 12 is equal to 2r here. So 2r plus 2h plus, so if the length of a circle like is theta r, right? It will be 2 pi r, if I'm not mistaken. 2 pi r. So we need h, so we take everything to the other side. So 2h is equal to 12 minus 2r minus 2 pi r. So h is equal to 6 minus r minus pi r. Okay. So now we have... Okay, let's start. The area will be the area of this plus the area of this. It's gonna be 2RH plus, what's it called? So it would be pi r squared over 2. Pi r squared over 2. So let's move down. So 2r into 6 minus r minus pi r plus pi r squared over 2. Wait. Okay. Okay, so 12r minus 2r squared minus 2 pi r squared plus pi r squared over 2. This question they're asking, the diagram below shows a glass window consisting of a rectangle height h and width 2r and the semicircle of radius r meters. The parameter of the window is 12. Okay, so the parameter will be this plus this plus this plus this. So what would that red part be? That will be okay, yeah, so this red part is pi r, right, plus 2h plus 2r is equal to 12, but we need h in terms of r, so 2h plus 2r is equal to 12 minus 2r minus pi r. We're gonna divide by 2 on all sides, so h is equal to 6 minus r minus pi r over 2. Okay, now we want the area, right? So we're gonna do this. The area is equal to the area of this red part, so A1 plus this area, right? Okay, so area is equal to 2RH plus the area of that the semicircle, which is pi r squared over 2. Pi r squared over 2. So now let's simplify. So 2r, gonna get 6 minus r minus pi r over 2 plus pi r squared over 2. We're gonna get 12r minus 2r squared minus pi r squared over 2, pi r squared plus pi r squared over 2. Right? Okay. So by simplifying pi r squared and negative pi r squared and pi r squared over 2, that will leave us with negative pi r squared over 2. So we have this. Given that r can vary, find the stationary value. Okay, so derive it first. We need to derive. So 12r minus 4r minus wait wait no, this is 12, sorry, this is 12. It's 4r minus, wait, let me try something. Not make the same mistake as me and pi, because pi does not disappear after deriving, so it becomes minus pi r. Okay, but we need r only, so what we're gonna do is first we're gonna take everything related to r to the other side, so 12 is equal to 4r plus pi r. So we're gonna factor the r out. 12 is equal to r into 4 plus pi. So just gonna close the parentheses. R is equal to 12 over 4 plus pi. 12 over 4 plus pi. Is that the end of the question? They want to figure out if it's a local minimum or maximum. Oh my god. Can these guys leave me alone? Okay, you're gonna do the table of variations. Just gonna put it as x. It's very long. It's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna, like, if we keep it like this, it's gonna be OS. So like this. So it's gonna be a minimum. So if it's less than 12 over 4 plus pi, it's gonna be negative, but if it's more than 12 over 4 plus pi, the derivative is gonna be positive. So that means it's a minimum. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me for all of this time to record this video and all of this. Again, we wish you guys the best of luck in all of your exams, and goodbye.